So it has been exactly 1 week since President Trump announced his tariff plan, and we just heard from a cattle rancher earlier in the show who is 100% in support of these tariffs. He believes it will help his business. What are you hearing from farmers and ranchers regarding how the tariffs will impact them?
Well, first of all, good morning. It's great to be with y'all this morning. And yeah, here at the White House, obviously there's been a lot going on here the last 2 months, but certainly since last Wednesday when the president announced from the Rose Garden the implementation of his sweeping vision. The bottom line is this: when the president came down that escalator the first time almost 10 years ago, talking about tariffs, talking about how unfairly Americans and our producers and our manufacturers and our farmers, how unfairly we have been treated for decades now, how he was going to realign the entire economy, not just about tariffs, but back to deregulation, back to making the tax cuts permanent, etc. This is part of that bigger plan. And as you played I think that was his State of the Union or joint session of Congress, he talks about there will be a period of uncertainty. We knew that today, 4, 5, 6 days in, that the world is reacting, that the market is adjusting, that countries are coming to the table. I think we've had now almost 70 countries. I had a delegation from Ireland at USDA yesterday. So we keep powering forward. But the president's vision, which we support 100% across the cabinet, obviously we're effectuating it, is that it is time to put America first, and that means no longer abiding by a tariff regime that the world is implementing on us versus us implementing on the world.
Yeah, Madam Secretary, so just this morning, China announced it's increasing its tariffs on U.S. goods to 84%. And you and I have known each other a very long time. When we both served during that first term of the Trump administration, China specifically targeted its retaliation on American farmers. So what's your plan to make sure our farmers aren't financially ruined by China trying to exert maximum pressure through them?
Well, first of all, that news just came in about an hour ago, and I know that the team of Besant and Lutnick and Navarro and Greer are on it. I'm obviously in constant contact with them, including our friend Kevin Hassett, the head of NEC here in the White House. I think they're doing a remarkable job, but this is multifaceted negotiation, right? As they are in conversations, China, I believe, will come to the table. I think that the world needs America more than America needs the world at this point. But what we have to do is expand the markets across the world. We've got to move into new markets so that our farmers and ranchers aren't as reliant on certain countries across the world. We're going to Vietnam, we're going to Japan, we're going to India, we're moving out across the world. And under Joe Biden, there was no expansion of markets. We went to a $49 billion deficit. So that for the longer term is really important. And then realizing that while for some, as you mentioned, the cattle producers and shrimpers, et cetera, believe that we're in a good place, they are leaning into this, and we really appreciate that. The row crop farmers are at very thin levels of profitability, if profitable at all. They are all planting right now. We won't know the full extent of this for another couple of months, but that's right. They are worried, but we'll be prepared, as we were during the first term. If in fact there is serious harm and consequences, then we'll be able to mitigate that, and we're already getting organized and prepared to do it.
Yeah, and I know a lot of the talk is surrounding grocery prices. The Trump administration has successfully brought down egg prices nearly $5 in just a month. So you got a new challenge now of making sure that other grocery prices don't spike as a result of these tariffs. So what's your plan to make sure, American families can afford groceries?
Well, the president was so bold when he was running for president for his third time. And he talked a lot about a lot of different issues, and we all, education, energy, independence, peace through strength, et cetera, et cetera. But really the top two were border security and grocery prices. And at least from my perspective, I thought those were kind of his two main connections with the American people, their two biggest concerns. Eggs, we've seen a really incredible decline, almost 60, 70% in the wholesale price of eggs. And we had a pretty massive, bold 5-point plan we released a month ago on that. But the rest of the grocery prices now, I think we'll begin to see move in that direction. Again, after this short period of uncertainty, as we deregulate, as we bring the cost of inputs down, as we turn inward in our country to produce goods here in America for our people. And I think that just as we saw in the first term, I think we're going to see some pretty significant results for the American people. Promises made, promises kept, sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.